Hi children, our today's topic is alternative sounds. Today I am going to teach about alternative sounds. What are alternative sounds? Some sounds have more than one way of being written. These are called as alternative sounds. While writing colors, I have taught you few alternative sounds. If you remember, like EE is a long vowel and it has got an alternative EA, and the digraph OU has an alternative of OW. OU makes OW sound and OW also makes OW sound. Now let us see few words. Green. In green, E sound is heard and long vowel EE we write. And then leaf. In leaf also E sound is heard, but we use alternative to write a word. And then proud. In proud we use OW digraph. And then in the word brown we use the alternative sound of OW, that is OW. Same like that, today I am going to teach you few more alternative sounds. Yes. And you all know that AI makes long vowel and the sound is A. And the sound is A. And do you want to know which is the alternative sound of AI? Yes. AY is the alternative sound of AI. So what does these two AI and AY makes? The same sound as long vowel A. And when should we use AI? AI is used in the beginning or middle of a word. Remember, AI is used in the beginning or middle of a word. Like aim, aim. In aim, A is heard in the beginning of a word. Rain, rain. In rain, A is heard in the middle of a word. Train, A is heard in the middle of a word. Mail, A is heard in the middle of a word. Pain, A is heard in the middle of a word. Remember, when A is heard in the beginning or middle of a word, you need to use AI. And when should you use AY? AY is used at the end of a word. When A sound is long vowel, A sound is heard at the end of a word, you have to use AY. Now let us see few words. Pay, pay. Ray, ray. Gray, gray. Tray, tray. Play, play. In all these words, the A sound is heard at the end. That is why we have written AY. 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 So now it is clear when you have to write AI and when you have to write AY. So now it's time to check for the spellings. Now let us see few words with AI and AY sound. Now it is your turn. You take a notebook and make words AI and AY. I'll be dictating the words and you write and check it out. Now the first word is snail. Snail. Yes, it is A sound is heard in the middle of a word. Clay. Clay at the end of a word. Tail, tail in the middle of a word. Next, tray, tray at the end of a word. Wait, wait in the middle of a word. way, way at the end of a word. Brain, brain in the middle of a word. Paint, paint at the end of a word. Correct? No, paint is heard in the middle of a word. So you have to write AI, not AY. Yes. Next, say, say, end of the word. Yes. Then gain, gain. So A is heard in the middle of a word. Then pray, pray. A is heard at the end of the word. Then day, day at the end of the word. So, and whatever words you have written in AI side and AY side, if it is correct, a big clap for all of you. Very well done. Good children. Now let us move on to next slide. And next sound. Yes. And this one, while writing myself, I have explained about this sound. Do you remember? OI makes OI sound. OI makes OI sound. So what is the alternative of this? OY. OY. You remember, while writing boy spelling, I have told when OI sound is heard at the end of a word, you have to write OY. Instead of OI, you need to write OY. And what does these two sound, these two OI and OY makes? What sound? It makes the same sound OI. OI. And then, when should you use OI? OI is used in the beginning or middle of a word. Same like AI, OI also is used in the beginning or middle of a word. And OI is a digraph. You know OI is a digraph. Now let us see few words. Oil, oil. Coin, coin. Soil, soil. Foil, foil. Boil, boil. So did you see here? In the starting and in the middle of the words, OI is written. Whenever OI sound is heard in the beginning or middle of a word, OI has to be written. And then when should we write OY? Most of the times, remember, most of the times OY is used at the end of a word. Remember, most of the times, underline, most of the times OY is used at the end of a word. Now let us see few words. Boy, boy. Toy, toy. Decoy, decoy. Joy, joy. Enjoy, enjoy. Now again it is time for us to check for the few words of OI and OY sound. Now let us see. And take your book and mention OI one side and OY one side and keep. And listen to the words what I am saying, and then you write wherever you have to write. Listen to the sound properly where it is coming. The OI sound is heard in the beginning or middle or at the end of the word. Then you have to write. If the sound is heard in the middle or beginning, you have to write OI side. And if the sound OI is heard at the end of the word, you need to write OY side. Okay? Shall we start? Yes. Toy, toy. The first word is toy. Oi at the end. Next word, join. Join in the middle. Moist. Moist. Moist in the middle. Annoy. Annoy at the end. Joy. Joy at the end. Coin. Coin in the middle or at the end? In the middle. Destroy. Destroy. D-E-S-T-R-O-Y. Destroy at the end. Hoist. Hoist in the middle. Joint. Joint in the middle. Spoil. Spoil in the middle of the word. Then enjoy. Enjoy at the end. Now the last word, boy. Boy at the end. Yes, we have finished all the words. Children, did you segregated the words like this only? If you have done, very good. Very good. A big round of clap for you. If you have not done, also no problem. By seeing this, you can write the words and observe carefully which side OI words are there and which side OY words are there. OI words are written in two ways. Like when OI sound is heard in the middle or beginning of a word, you have to write OI, and if it is heard, most of the times we write at the end of the word. OY is written at the end of the word when you hear OI sound at the end. Hope children you all understood the alternative sounds of long vowel A is AY, and the digraph OI is the alternative sound. OY is the alternative sound of OI. Bye children, I'll meet you in the next video.